This equation has four factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to zero, and that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. That's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, health care, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase of about 1.3. The second
interesting here is, who could have predicted this? How could we see a once-in-a-century virus coming? Perhaps unless it was from a lab origin and it was people working in this area knew about something, knew about these lab accidents or whatever the heck happened. Here's a tape of Bill Gates talking about this during the Trump administration.
If anything kills over 10 million people in the next few decades, it's most likely to be a highly infectious virus rather than a war.
All right. Well, that's Gates, and you know, he's a big vaccine maker. He has his hands in quite a bit of gain-of-function research data, I would imagine, because he's working with these things to develop vaccines. The Gates Foundation is. Now let's look at Tony Fouchi. What did he have to say? This is 2017.
Today is the issue of pandemic preparedness, and if there's one message that I want to leave with you today based on my experience, and you'll see that in a moment, is that there is no question that there will be a challenge to the coming administration in the arena of infectious diseases, both chronic infectious diseases in the sense of already ongoing disease, and we have certainly a large burden of that, but also there will be a surprise outbreak.
What did Fauci know? Why did he feel compelled to make that statement? Did he know anything, or was he just kind of shooting from the hip on that one? Well, no, we may not know. Hopefully we'll know. Devin Nunes is trying to get to the bottom of it, as are other GOP members. But there's also people piling onto this conversation. Rand Paul has given really cover to a lot of people to start questioning this again and not be called conspiracy theorists or not lose their YouTube channel. We have Congressman William Posey, and he's from Florida, and this is his headline. This is back in February. Congress should establish a bipartisan commission to examine COVID-19, and in that was the origins. And then we have Peter Gercha, someone we've talked about on this show quite a bit. He's a highly respected physician, medical researcher, the former leader of the Nordic Cochrane Center in Copenhagen, Denmark, the co-founder of the Cochrane Collaboration, and he took to Twitter and posted an article about the origins of this. Made in China, it says the coronavirus that killed millions of people was likely fabricated on purpose to make it dangerous to humans, that's gain of function, as part of the gain of function research, and escaped from the Wuhan Institute of Virology because of sloppy safety measures. And if you want to go check out that article, you can go to the Institutes of Scientific Freedom, and that's it right there. That's Peter Gercha.